Peace. What's the word, everybody? Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Wednesday thus far. Give everybody a little bit of time, man, to tap in with the kid before I start building on the subject matter. One of those spontaneous streams. Wasn't really planning on doing it, but I see some powerful things that I must touch on, man, and add my perspective and insight on, and I'm not gonna let it ride. So here we are. So I'm gonna give y'all a chance to go ahead and tap in before we start building. Like I said, hopefully y'all Wednesday has been positive, powerful, peaceful, balanced, centered, healthy, all that good stuff. Just in peace. What's the word? What's going on with you, my brother? How you living? How you feeling? What's the word, man? We got some serious things to discuss. Terenzo, what's going on with you, my brother? Montel, my brother, peace. What's happening? How you living? How you feeling? Tab is peace. Airview peace. What's the word? Tab, you say look at Kyrie for sure. Kyrie, Andrew Wiggins. It's another one. Jonathan Isaac, Bradley Beal. Man, he from where I'm from. He from St. Louis, and everybody just dragging these dudes through the mud for their perspective, and it's crazy. It's just crazy how they are getting drugged through the mud for their perspective and their outlook on this whole situation. It's crazy. It's crazy. Brandon, peace. What's happening? Thunder, what's the word? Montel, everything is peaceful, man. Everything is good. Travian, peace. What's happening? Justin, Propaganda. That book is a classic. I read that book some years ago. That book is a classic. That book is definitely a classic. Propaganda, man. That is a classic book. I read that book some years ago. I don't even know where my copy is at, but that's a classic book. Classic book. But yeah, man, these NBA players, man, for one, I applaud the ones that's taking a stance. I applaud the ones that's not backing down. I definitely applaud them, man. Hopefully, they don't allow the NBA to force them into doing something that goes against their best wishes or their best interests. So hopefully they don't fold under the pressure. You know, sadly enough, they may have to give up on the dream or whatever the case may be. But hopefully some of them stand still, man, or stand firm and stand strong. Zeke, peace, what's happening? Shaquille, peace, what's happening? You already know. Oh, Brandon, for sure, 100%, man. And again, like I said, the response that these dudes are getting is crazy. I mean, every article I'm reading about these NBA players, man, they calling them idiots. They calling them ignorant. It's crazy. Just simply because they are saying that they don't want to get what I'm going to call the V machine, because, you know, videos getting flagged down out here. They getting called idiots, ignorant, all this type of stuff. I'm talking about every article that I'm reading. And I mean, dudes are like, man, I'd rather not. It's none of your business. I know Andrew Wiggins has said something along those lines. They was like, it goes against his beliefs or whatever the case may be. And they asked him what his beliefs were. And he was like, none of your business. And I mean, they dragging him. Kyrie basically telling people to stay out of his business. He'd rather keep this private, and they dragging him. It's crazy. It's crazy the way they are dragging these dudes for simply taking a stance. And they not backing down. They not folding under pressure, and they are getting a lot of flack, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Most of the people that are writing these articles, as y'all already know what I'm about to say, most of these people writing these articles, I guarantee you that they eat McDonald's, their children eat McDonald's, they eat a bunch of processed food and things of that nature, and they calling these dudes ignorant for not wanting to get the V machine. Rashid, peace, what's happening? That's crazy. So they ignorant for not wanting to inject themselves with something that they are not familiar with, that could be poisonous, that can be harmful to them and possibly kill them. But y'all can go eat all the processed foods, all the garbage foods, and everything is cool. Y'all not ignorant when y'all do that though. But if we stand up and we say, man, I don't want to get the V machine, I don't want to get the jab, and leave it at that. We don't even give you a reasoning. We leave it at that, and y'all call us ignorant. Y'all call us ignorant. It's crazy. I mean, they dragging them through the mud. Black Nitro, peace. What's happening? Patrick, peace. What's the word? Wonderful wheat bread. That name, man, classic. Well, you say Kyrie is too in tune for the business he in, and it's crazy because what people don't understand too, there have been several people in history, whether it's the NBA, NFL, that then approached that had that type of mentality, I should say, and they ended up blackballed and things along those lines, man. The original one that I started doing the knowledge to got the book and everything, Craig Hodges. But then if you also do the knowledge to Chris Jackson, he ended up changing his name. He was one of them. So we've had a lot of athletes, man, that stood for something and ended up getting blackballed to the point where you don't hear anything about them to this day. And it's crazy. It's like Kyrie. Now, some of the stuff that Kyrie be talking about, I don't necessarily agree with, but he not afraid to speak his mind and then stand for what he believes in, stand up for what he believes in. And I applaud that. I always applaud that. I always applaud that. Like I said, Muhammad Ali is one of the greatest athletes, in my opinion, simply because of what he did outside of the ring and what he stood for and how he didn't back down. That's one of the reasons why Muhammad Ali is the greatest to me. That's one of the reasons why Muhammad Ali will forever be the greatest to me. If Muhammad Ali was alive right now today, you already know he would not be striving to get the V machine. I could just imagine the type of energy that Muhammad Ali would have been supplying out here. If they would have been telling this dude, man, he can't fight if he don't get, man, Muhammad Ali would have had us ready to ride, man. I guarantee you the energy would have been crazy if Muhammad Ali was in his prime right now and they was trying to force this situation on Muhammad Ali. We would never get another Muhammad Ali. He was unapologetic with it. He was unapologetic with it. He wasn't even trying to keep it private. He was letting you know what he stand for and what he stood for. He would let you know. That's why Muhammad Ali is one of the GOATs to me, because he stood for something and he let you know. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to speak that truth to power. He wasn't afraid to do it. So that's why when I see these athletes not afraid to stand for something, I applaud them and I support them. Man, let me go find some jerseys so I can buy. Man, I'm about to go find Kyrie shoes or something. Man, let me go support these brothers, man. Because the league about to blackball them. They done already said that they not gonna get paid, because I think it's Kyrie Irving, Andrew Wiggins. So the ones that play in the cities where it's mandated to have the V machine, they gonna have to sit out during the home games. And they said that they not gonna get paid for those games that they have to sit out. That's crazy. So you got to take an L simply because you don't want to get the V machine. Simply because you don't want to get the jab. You got to take an L financially because of that. And then it's crazy because then on top of that, I was seeing somebody, they posted an article, then somebody in the comments, they had the nerve to say, well, they not forcing people to get the jab. They not forcing them to get the jab. They have an option. They have a choice. Really? Really? You got 4 or 5 kids and your job tell you that you either get the V machine or lose this job. Come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's force. That's force, man. What you gonna do, man? Your life on the line like you got 5 miles to feed, and that's job telling you you either get this V machine or you lose this job. What is that, man? That's coercion, man. That's indirect force. However you want to look at it, man. However you want to look at it. But we want to say they not forcing it. Come on, man. What is that, man? What is that, man? How many people can just lose their job right now and just go find another job that's paying the same thing that they was making at that job, if not more, to take care of their family? How many people can just go do that? How many people can be working somewhere for 15, 20 years and then all of a sudden lose that job and then start a business up and make exactly what they was making the next day, the next week, the next month? How many people can do that? But it ain't forced though. Kansu, peace, what's happening? It ain't forced though. And then if they were to get this is what's crazy. Then if they were to get the jab and then they suffered from it, if they were to get the jab and they suffered from it, guess what? They can't sue anybody. They just out of luck. So when you suffer complications from the V machine, you are out of luck. You cannot even sue anybody. Your family will be out of luck. You cannot, like, it's a lose-lose situation here, man. Lose-lose situation. Matter of fact, I want to read something, man. I gotta try to find it again, man. I gotta try to find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, man. Let me see if I can find this article. Man, let me see if I can find this article. Man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Man, it's an article about a tennis player. He basically said he regretted getting the V machine because the way his body responded to it. He ain't able to train, like it broke him down. And he said he literally said he regret getting the V machine. It's a tennis player. He said he got the V machine, man, and it didn't almost took him out. And he said he regret getting it. He regret getting it, man. It's coming from a tennis player, man. I don't even think I can find it. Here it is. Here it is. Jeremy Shardy. Matter of fact, y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. Let me share this screen, man. Let me pull this up on the screen here, so y'all can see it. So y'all can see it. Y'all know what they say: seeing is believing for some people. Let me pull it up on the screen. Give me 1 second here, man. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, man. We're gonna pull it up. Let me see which article. This one looking solid. Now the one I'm about to show you, this ain't the one where he's saying he regrets it, but I'm finna show y'all this one anyway. I'm gonna show y'all this one anyway. Now look at that. Here we go. Computer about to start malfunction, all this type of good stuff, man. But hold on, give me a second. Let me share the screen with y'all. Y'all already know what it is. We're gonna share the screen. 1 second. Boom. Michael Peace, what's happening? All right, we got the screen share. Hold on, here we go. All right, y'all see what it is. Tennis veteran Shardy suspends season after reaction to the jab, basically. Look at that. Veteran French tennis player Jeremy Shardy will suspend his season. Had to suspend his whole season. That's how this dude earned his living. Jeremy Shardy will suspend his season after suffering a debilitating reaction to the V machine. Since I had my V machine between the Olympics and the US Open, I've had a problem. I've had a series of struggles. Suddenly, I cannot train. I cannot play, said the 34-year-old. Come on now. The World number 73 explained that he felt violent pains all over his body as soon as he made any physical effort. Listen to what we're saying here. He felt violent pains all over his body as soon as he made any physical effort. Now I have been to see 2 doctors. I have done some tests, so I know what I have. And the most important thing is to take care of myself, said Shardy. I prefer to take more time to take care of myself and be sure that in the future I will not have any problem rather than trying to get back on the court as quickly as possible and find myself still having health problems. Come on now. Come on now. We gonna exit that, man. Let me go ahead and stop sharing that real quick. Get back to building. I may come back to sharing some more things with y'all, but that's just one. Now he got another article, and you can find it that has his name linked to it that said he regrets getting it. But that one obviously ain't gonna say it. You know, they try to keep those articles suppressed. They don't want athletes coming out say they regret getting the V machine, so they suppress a lot of those articles. And they're gonna suppress a lot of truths in those articles too. So you got to dig deep to find those type of articles about the athletes and the people that regret getting it, that got it, and then they had adverse reactions to it. So you got to dig deep to find those articles, man. Nick Peace, what's the word? Oh, Justin, Sage Steel for sure. Yep, I was gonna share that too. I heard about that. I was reading about that yesterday. The only reason she got it because she basically it's the pressure that they put on her. Basically the pressure that ESPN put on her to get it. But again, everybody's saying, "Oh, it ain't forced. You have a choice." All right, okay. Much of a choice there, huh? Magic is crazy. It's crazy that people, again, they'd rather call us conspiracy theorists instead of doing the knowledge to the immune system. Like, I really wished that people would stop viewing us as conspiracy theorists and just analyze the fact that we striving to elevate their health on a natural and holistic level. Like, I really wish people would stop viewing everything as a conspiracy theory when we talking about holistic healing. Like, really, come on, man. Like, the world would be a much better place if y'all just listen to what it is that we are striving to tell you all in regards to taking your elderberry, taking your colloidal silver, fasting, raw foods, all that type of good stuff, man. Plant-based. Y'all see, I know y'all hear about the food shortage that's out here. The food shortage out here is crazy. And what is it affecting the most? The meat. So we having a shortage on the meat out here. So people about to be forced to go plant-based in a minute. And that's another thing too to do the knowledge too. So we apparently have a food shortage on meat, meaning we have been consuming a lot of meat. And look how sick we've been getting. Stop playing with me. We got a food shortage on meat, meaning we have been consuming a ton of meat, and we are getting what? Sicker. What is that telling you? What is that telling you? Oh, Brandon, they made trillions upon trillions. Kansu for sure. And they don't want to publicize that type of information. They don't want to publicize it. They don't want to publicize. They want to keep that suppressed. Then when you bring that up again, they looking at you like that's a kid. Well, she didn't have that reaction. It wasn't the V machine. It was something else. They gonna find some type of underlying condition that she had and blame it on that. That's what they like to do. Like I said, I know people personally that they've had family members literally die because of the V machine. I know personal accounts of this happening. But then you try to tell somebody that and they ain't believing you. They don't believe it's possible. They don't believe it's possible. Matter of fact, I don't know if you all, it was another article about a lady. She got all 3 of the jabs. She even got the booster jab. And guess what? She still contracted it and she still died. Crazy. Crazy. Sharif, man, get that chlorophyll in. Montel, but what's the phrase? What's the phrase? What's the phrase? Common sense is not so common. It's not so common. Kansu for sure. For sure. And Brandon, you say, yeah, you can still die from it. Like I said, I know people, it was an article about a lady, she got all 3 of them joints, still died of it. All 3 of them joints, still died of it. Still died of it. And then, so basically, they will then hit you with the argument that it minimizes the severity of the symptoms. So then they hit you with that. So then when they hit you with that argument, then that correlates with what I'm saying. So when you change your lifestyle, when you adopt a healthier lifestyle, if you contract any type of illness, any type of sickness, any type of cold, flu, whatever, guess what? It is not going to do that much damage. So again, when you strive to adopt a healthier lifestyle, nobody ever said that you will not get sick. But when you do get sick, it is not as bad. So if you normally, when you was eating trash, if you would get sick when you was eating trash and toxic foods, normally you would be sick for like 5 or 6 days. Let's just say you would be sick for 5 to 6 days. Once you change your lifestyle, you become healthier, you get sick, it may last about a day or 2. Your body is going to snap back real quick. That's the difference. So when you say you got a jab because it's going to minimize the severity of the illness, then that is exactly what eating healthy would do, exercising, fasting, all that good stuff. That's what it does. That's what it does. V7, vegans eat way more than salads. I'm a vegan and I rarely eat a salad. I know for a fact you can find a lot of fruits in Florida. So I know that for a fact. I'm real close as far as my family members, real close to down south. But vegans, we eat a lot more than salads, fam. A lot more than salads. Jason, peace. What's the word? TZ, that's spirulina. Hey, spirulina, chlorella, kelp powder, wheat grass, all of those green joints are needed. All of those green joints, spirulina, chlorella, wheat grass, kelp powder, and then of course the chlorophyll, all of those green joints, all of them. You should be consuming all them joints. But it's fun. It's funny out here, man, because they hit you with a bunch of arguments that don't even make any sense. Because the same arguments that they hit you with, you can get the same result by just changing the way that you eat, exercising, all that good stuff, changing your line of thinking, all that good stuff, man. All of that good stuff. Yeah, magic realms, the watercress. It's a bunch of watercress, dandelion powder, all that good stuff. All of we keep going. We can keep going. Make sure you get your mushrooms in, but then when you get the mushrooms in, make sure they are cooked, because you don't want to do the raw mushrooms. That can end up backfiring on you. So you want to make sure the mushrooms and tomatoes, man, when you consume them joints, those are the joints that it's not best to eat them raw. It's best to eat those joints cooked, mushrooms and tomatoes. But mushrooms are definitely good for the immune system. I talked about that in my book. Mushrooms are good for the immune system. So get you some mushrooms in, man. Aaron, peace. What's the word? V7, that point really is no point at all, because it's a privilege to be anything, because even when you had to eat the meat, you had to kill the animal, fam. So it's a privilege to do any of that. It's a privilege to have anything in a grocery store. You don't have packaged meat and none of that. If you don't have a grocery store, you still gonna have to kill the animal. You're gonna have to kill the animal to get the meat. So it's all a privilege. It's all a privilege. It's all a privilege, man. That animal ain't just gonna walk up to you and say, "Here, kill me so you can eat me." No, you're gonna have to go out and get the animal, whether we have a grocery store or not. What animal is walking up to you saying, "Hey, kill me, fam, and eat me"? No, it's all a privilege. It will all be a privilege. If we didn't have a grocery store, we would literally have to go out here and get anything to eat. We have to get any and everything. Nothing is gonna come to us. It's like in the lessons where it say, "Will you set up home and wait for a mystery God to bring you food, clothing, and shelter?" No, you won't. You have to go out here and get it. So if we didn't have a grocery store, trust me, it is not impossible to go plant-based. Just like you have to go kill the animal to get your meat, we have to go find ways to be plant-based out here. It's not hard. Matter of fact, again, to prove the point, we were plant-based. Plant-based doesn't necessarily mean you didn't eat meat. That's why people use the word plant-based. It means you may consume a small percentage of it, like 1%. But no, all of that is a privilege. Having a grocery store in general is a privilege. And if you eliminate the grocery store, every ounce of food that you acquire, you're gonna have to work for it, whether you grow it or whether you have to kill it, point blank period, or whether you have to catch it. V7, hunting is a natural way of life, and so is growing your food, cultivating your crops. What are you talking about? All of it is natural. Growing our foods and cultivating our foods. Do you think our ancestors back in the day didn't grow food, fam? So if hunting is natural, then growing your own food is also natural. It's not making any points here. All of that is natural. We grew our own food and we hunted. We did all of that. So it's all natural. So again, just like you would have to go hunt, then we can go grow the food. It's all natural. What you think the food is here for? Why do you think we have fruits and vegetables? We had to grow the fruits and vegetables. We had to grow them. That's natural. We won't have the fruits and vegetables if we do not grow them. That is a natural way of life. So again, just like you can say hunting is natural and normal for us, I can say growing food is natural and normal for us as well, because we would not have it. You wouldn't have your fruits and vegetables if somebody didn't take the time to grow them. That's what some people do when they have gardens. They grow fruits and veggies. That's natural and that's normal. Having fruits and vegetables are natural and normal, fam. Like, what are we on here? What are we on? Having all of that is natural and normal. Terenzo, 100%. 100%. Tell you say I was saying this. They said it didn't need anyone. Anybody that says that is just a fool. Anybody that says that is a fool. Anybody that says that is a fool. Anybody that says that is a plump fool. That said to act like they don't need anybody. Plump fool. Lindell, what you say? Don't y'all think it's kind of odd that we gotta watch how we say that? First played as it was killing mostly elderly. Now it's affecting mostly the youth. And that's what, and again, like I said back then, they was telling you the people with compromised immune systems, man, that had health complications and all of that were more at risk, along with the elderly. They was telling you that for a reason. They was telling you that for a reason. They literally was telling you that for a reason. They literally was telling you that for a reason. They was telling the people with compromised immune systems, man, like, y'all are more at risk. You got diabetes, you got heart complications, you suffering from any type of ailment. You suffering from any type of ailment, you are more at risk. All right, V7. All right, hold on, y'all. Intermission. I'm gonna have to address this once and for all, because V7, you obviously you getting emotional about your meat. I don't care. At the end of the day, I've done a whole video showing and proving that reality. Again, you want me to find some type of tribe that's vegan. Have you not listened to me when I told you I did not go vegan because of what my ancestors did? I done shown and proven to you several times that for the most part, our societies back in the day were plant-based. That would be the proper terminology. But once again, I have personally stated on here several times that I am not a vegan because of what my ancestors did. My ancestors did a lot of things back in the day that we consider primitive that I would never do, that you are not doing. There are a lot of tribes that existed back in the day that are living a way of life that you are currently not living, and you will not currently resort back to living. So that is not why I'm doing what I am doing. You are supposed to take what your people did and evolve. So you are supposed to be better than them. That is literally why I'm doing what I'm doing, based off of my information and based off of my lifestyle experiences. V7, if you're not willing to go vegan for more than 2 or 3 years, then you need to stop or discontinue commenting on this stream, because now it's getting annoying, fam. It's getting very annoying. If you're not willing to adopt the vegan lifestyle for 3 to 5 years, like I didn't put in the work to do after eating a meat heavy type of diet, then stop with the comments, man, because I done been there, done that. I'm telling you based off of my experience, and based off of my experience as a trainer, helping other people transition to the lifestyle, how much it has helped them and alleviated a lot of different ailments and pains that they was dealing with. And some people reverse conditions by transitioning over to the lifestyle. It is 2021. We not living back in the day. We are not living back in the day. We are not living back in the day. I'm telling you, do you dress like your ancestors dressed back in the day? Do you do that? Do you dress like they dressed back? Do you live in the same type of homes that they lived in back in the day? Do you live exactly like these tribes that you want me to bring up? Do you live like they live? If you continue to bring up these old tribes and things our ancestors did, then I need to see you, and I need to see how you living, and I need to make sure your life is a reflection 100% of the way your people lived back in the day, because I don't know why you keep bringing that to the argument. You are probably responding on a technological device that they are not using, that some of these tribes that you want me to bring up are not using. So again, now that's one of the topics that I get passionate about, because I've seen firsthand what this lifestyle does. So excuse me if y'all get wind of the passion, because when it comes to health, I really don't play about it. I don't like people talking crazy, because I live the meat-based lifestyle. I'm not speaking on something that I don't know. That meat-based lifestyle was killing a kid. Literally killing a kid, where I was looking good physically and I was dying on the inside. And it was only one common denominator. It was the meat. Once I let that joint go along with the dairy, everything improved for me drastically. And I watched that happen to several people that have been willing to adopt the lifestyle. Once again, we are not living like they were living 500 plus years ago. Much respect to my ancestors, but I'm not my ancestors. I'm striving to be a better version of my ancestors. And that's how it's supposed to be. So when you bring up ancient tribes, when you bring up the ancestors in regards to when I bring up veganism, for one, it's like you're trying to insult the intelligence of the people because we know that. Secondly, due to knowledge to a book that I've told you to get several times called The Kemetic Diet by Muatai Ashby. Since you like to bring up the ancestors, he has literally written a book called The Kemetic Diet. You know what the Kemetic diet, is. You know who the Cometians are. You know who those people are. He literally wrote a book called The Kemetic Diet. Muatai Ashby. Please read that book. Layla Africa. He deals with the ancestors. Read, study him, and let me know what he's telling us to do. These are some of the people that I studied. These are black people that are in tune with our culture. And they are the ones that encourage me to go plant-based, go vegan. So again, you keep bringing up stuff that our ancestors did, and that's literally who encouraged me to go vegan. Layla Africa. He encouraged me to. Muatai Ashby. These are the books that I was reading. Dr. Sabi. These are the people that I was studying. These are the people that I was studying that led me to the vegan lifestyle. I wasn't studying white folks. So we like to give white people too much credit. Because when I started to go vegan, that's what people wanted to say. They sounded ignorant. Oh, that's you eating like white people. White people go vegan. This is what black people was on. Not knowing that I didn't study black people. And they are the ones that got me to go vegan. I'm studying the Rastafarians. Due to knowledge to the Rastafarians, I was studying the Rastafarians. I was studying Muatai Ashby, Layla Africa. Elijah Muhammad said it plain in his book, How to Eat to Live. They eat meat, but we don't need to eat it. Elijah Muhammad said it in the book. He was like, man, basically he said, I know I shouldn't be eating the meat, but here I am. We eat it anyway, but it's not necessary. Come on, man. I studied black people. I studied my own people. I'm talking about people who you respect. You better respect your elders and your ancestors that put in a lot of work, traveled over there to go be with the ancestors, and they came out, have written books that's telling you to go vegan, plant-based. So again, you telling me to bring up ancient tribes who are vegan. I'm telling you to read books by dudes that then studied your culture, elders that got 30, 40 years on you that's telling you same thing I'm telling you. Study them. Go read those books, man. Go read those books. Read every book by Muatai Ashby. Read every book by Layla Africa because they got a lot of them. Read what Elijah Muhammad was talking about. Study Dr. Sabi. Study Dr. Sabi. These are black people. These are black people. That is how the Rastafarians. We're going to study them. Going to study them. That's how I got influenced to make that decision. I wasn't reading about white folks, man. I wasn't studying white folks. I made the transition to go vegan. It was through those books, and it was through me listening to hip hop, studying Dead Prez, and the song Be Healthy. Literally how I made the transition. So I'm getting tired of people who are not willing to adopt the lifestyle, striving to criticize it. That grinds my gears. If you have not been vegan, and if you have not done it thoroughly, the right and exact way, then don't criticize it. Don't tell me what's normal and what's not normal. If you are not willing to adopt that lifestyle, stop playing with me. Stop being ignorant and speaking on that in which you have no knowledge of. Stop doing that, man. We got to stop doing that as people. I live this lifestyle. I've been living it for 10 plus years, and I will run circles around most people physically. I would run circles around most people physically, and I will outlift a lot of grown men twice my size. And I have been living this type of life for 10 plus years. I don't care about what my ancestors did. And I don't care how they was eating. I don't care how they was living. I don't care how they was eating. So again, stop playing with me, man. If you're not willing to adopt this lifestyle, man, go ahead, take that nonsense elsewhere. Just say you lack the discipline to do it. And if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to study, again, just say that. Just say that. Just say that now. Just say that. If we're not willing to study, I'm getting tired of suggesting people read books and they continue to want to argue. I've read the books. I have lived the lifestyle. If you're not willing to do that, Don't criticize me and criticize what I'm saying, because I'm literally giving you the material to study. I'm literally giving you the material to argue with and debate with. I'm giving you the books. This ain't something that I'm just living out and I'm just saying, like, I'm not. Listen, I'm giving you the research material. This is the time to humble yourself and be quiet and read the books. I can go pull a book off of this shelf right now that condones eating meat, that's telling me why I need to eat meat. I've studied that side. I've lived that life. But then again, I got plenty of books that's telling you the other side. Please read those books and study those people that I have mentioned. I got plenty of books that I can highlight and give to you that let you know how we are designed to eat by nature. And I'm not even going to go into those books yet. Just go and study. Again, Layla Africa has a lot of books. Read his books. Please read his books. And again, Muay Ashby has a few books, but the Comedic Diet is the best book on it. Read that book. Study it thoroughly. Matter of fact, I'll go grab it for you. I'll go grab it for you. Here this book go. Comedic Diet. Comedic Diet. Do you see any meat on this cover photo? And this is the Comedic Diet, the ancestors that you keep bringing up to me. Do you see any meat on this photo? And what is it called? The Real Soul Food, Dr. Muay Ashby. Here we go. Look at the back of the book. Well-respected guy here. This is the book. This is the book right here. This is the book. Just grab the book. Grab the book. Grab the book. Literally. Grab the book, man. Just grab the book, read that book, and then you argue with what's in that book. Telling you, I read the book with an open mind. I implemented what they suggested in these books, and I've never looked back. And I'm telling you, my health has improved drastically, dramatically. And I told you, again, you keep bringing up the grass-fed, all that type of stuff. I'm telling you, I played college football. I'm telling you, I've literally told y'all my story a million times. I went from eating trash. Then when I got the scholarship to play college ball, I cleaned up the meats that I were eating. My condition almost got worse, man. The nosebleeds, the headaches, and all of that. Things did not improve for me until I let all of that go. So I'm telling you, I literally lived all of these lifestyles, man. I'm telling you. Only thing that I have not lived 100% is the 100% raw food lifestyle. I haven't lived. I've never dabbled with that. Everything else, though, I have experimented with. Rude boy, if you said you stopped eating it for a day and you felt sick, that's normal and that's natural. It's detox, man. It's a detoxing phase. Everybody goes through that. Literally, when I let go of all that stuff, I was down for like a few weeks. Like, that's normal and that's natural. So when you let go of meat, when you let go of dairy, you're gonna feel bad before you feel worse. It's a detox phase. Anytime you are cleansing yourself, that's natural. If you've ever fasted, then you know what I'm talking about. When you fast, man, those first 2 or 3 days, depending on how toxic you are, the roughest days, the roughest periods of the fast. Literally. If you have fasted, you know what I'm talking about. So that's normal and that's natural. And a lot of times we misinterpret that sign. So I warn a lot of people when they talking about transitioning to the vegan lifestyle. When they speak to me about transitioning to the vegan lifestyle, I gotta warn them. I'm like, hey, you gonna feel horrible before you feel better. But that doesn't necessarily mean you need to revert back to that lifestyle. It's your body cleansing itself. It's all of those toxic foods and those toxins flowing through the bloodstream. Literally. That's literally what's happening. So you're going to feel terrible. You're going to feel worse. I'm telling you, I went through that. Telling y'all, man, I'm not speaking on something that I don't know. I experienced that. So exactly how you say you felt, rude boy, I was down bad. I had a roommate in college. He made a similar transition. I went full-fledged that. He went pescatarian, but he still was down bad. We was both down bad for about a week. I made the transition before he did. He made the transition like shortly after I did, but his body had the same reaction. Body was cleansing itself. And that's natural. That's natural. It's like that. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Real humble. Let's get it. Dominique Peace, what's happening? Let's get it. But again, this is the passion, man, because I've seen this. I've literally seen this type of lifestyle change lives, man. Literally, I've seen this type of lifestyle along with fasting change lives. Like seriously, man, I've seen it. I've seen it change lives, man. And I'm telling you, man, I'm thankful for the information that I came across because, again, man, I'm telling you the way that I was feeling, man. Man, I probably wouldn't be here to this day, man. I'm telling you how bad my body was feeling, man. The type of I'm talking about high blood pressure at 18, 19. High blood pressure at 18 or 19. Like, come on, man. Constant headaches. Constant headaches. I can't even recall the last time I've had a headache, and I used to get them joints every other day. Like, I was real sensitive to light, electronics, like, man, all of that. All of that, man. I can just vouch for the lifestyle, man. And again, it's a way to go about it for everybody. So again, we all are individuals. We all are different. So again, even when you adopt the plant-based lifestyle, it's a certain way that you got to go about it, depending on your individuality. So again, like some people may need more carbs than the next. Some people may need more protein than the next person. But it's a way to get all of that. It's a way to fulfill all of those differences with a plant-based lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So once you get in tune with your body type, once you get in tune to what it is that you need, telling you, once you adopt that lifestyle in a plant-based fashion, you good to rock, you good to roll. I'm telling you, man, your body it's gonna be right and exact. It's gonna be right and exact. V7, you V7, do you know what evolution is? Like V7, I'm like seriously. Do you know what evolution is? Do you know what evolution entails? Do you know that it was at one point, do you know like at one point we developed to do the things that we are doing now due to evolution. So some of the things that are normal now were not normal back in it. Do you understand that was once a point of time in life where a certain society thought that everything revolved around the earth? That was the common belief for some societies. Then they came to discover that no, everything revolves around the sun. Now, that's just one example. But do you know that there are certain things due to evolution that at one point they were uncommon and then they became common due to evolution, due to us evolving over time? So basically, a lot of the things that we are doing today would be very uncommon. Would be very uncommon to somebody that existed 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Like that is how life actually is supposed to operate. Literally, that's how this operates, man. That's literally how this operates. V7, man, man, listen. I did a whole video. I gave a whole presentation on it. I can literally grab about 3 books right now to, again, debunk exactly what you just said. But I literally have a video. You dig up the archives, I have a video that will literally debunk what you just said. But I have suggested several books that you are not going to read. So I'm tired of doing that. I got several books that will debunk exactly what you just said. I made a whole video, gave a presentation about that, but I feel like if I mention these other books, it's gonna go right over your head, and you're gonna continue to call people weirdos, and you're gonna continue to say we got studying to do. Whole while I have suggested I suggested several books and authors to study, and this is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. V7, listen, V7. We currently use things to prepare food that back in the day that you are speaking of, they did not use. We eat food with certain utensils that they didn't eat with back in the day. That if you were to introduce these utensils back in the day, they would be looking at you like this is not how we eat this food. This is not how we prepare this food. That is what it means to evolve. That is what it means to evolve, man. My God, I've literally done a video, mention authors to study. Just go ahead and study those books, man. Grab the books. Let me know when you read the books. Let me know when you study the authors and whatnot. Let me know when you do that. Let me know when you do that. Just let me know when you do that, man, because I got time for that. As you all can see, I never resort to the name call. So even when y'all see me in passionate form, I don't have to do all the name calling. But what I will do, is give you resources. And I will continue to get upset when I'm giving you resources and you don't just stop the conversation. So you know what, I'm gonna read these books. But as y'all see, I'm able to go back and forth with a person without name calling and things along those lines. And I'm not afraid to discuss something with somebody that's challenging a way of life that I live. Not afraid to do that. Could have easily ignored that, but I'm not afraid to do that. Somebody is challenging what it is that I fool with, and I have information, I have resources. Y'all seen me bring the resources to the surface. I even grabbed one of the books, but I felt like that's pointless because the person is not going to read the books. But y'all seen that. Y'all seen that. I'm not one of the ones that's about to act like what I'm saying is law, and I'm not about to give you any resources. No, I literally gave you the authors that inspired me to make the change, or at least I tried to give him the authors that inspired the change, so that people won't be saying I'm out here brainwashing people, because that's what a lot of people tend to say. No, I will give you the people that I have studied. I will give you the books that I have studied. And then those are the people that are brainwashing the people, not me. I read some books, listened to some music, and there you have it. But again, for the life of me, I can't understand why when it comes down to this particular subject matter and I recommend books, people will not read the books. I have several books over here. Conscious Eating, that's another book. That book is like 800 pages. It's a great book. Read that book. That's another book. I got the 80-10-10 diet. That's another book. That's another book that I got right in front of me. These are books that I'm guaranteeing you that when you read these books, it's going to all make sense. Comedic Diet. I mean, I've had this book for 10 plus years. This book is almost law. Like this book go crazy. Rude Boy, I got both of those books. How to Eat to Live, I got both of the volumes. But what I like, because everybody, I mean, I let people get that raw energy. At the end of the day, man, I'm not one of the ones, man. Like I said, back in the day when I used to be on Facebook, I would go back and forth for something that I stood for, which is why I'm not one of the ones to be having these platforms, because I would go in. See, that was like, now I could have drilled, buddy. I could have really went in. I could have started quoting things from these books. It could have started getting real in the field. Now I just try to politely ask you to read the books instead of bringing the information from the books to the surface, which is what I used to do back in the day. Whole highlights, whole quotes, and I'm going to insert them joints on Facebook and be like, all right, boom, refute that. I used to do that, but I'm not afraid to go to bat for something, man, especially when I done did the work, when I done did the studying, when I done lived the life. I'm going to talk about it. If I don't know something, I'm not about to waste time arguing about it. I'm not about to waste time debating about something. But what I don't like is for people to come in spewing that misinformation when I done did the knowledge to it, when I done lived the life, and when I don't want to say influence people, but when I had people around me that adopted the lifestyle and I seen how it changed, they're like, nah, we ain't going to let that happen. Man, I got too many, man, listen. I got another book around here somewhere, man. I got books at the bottom. Man, listen, man, it's so many books right here, man. I'm about to bring up another book for y'all. Oh. This another good joint right here. There's another good joint right here. Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation. There's another book. It's a thick joint, but it's a good book. It's another good book. These are the health books. When I'm telling y'all, man, do the knowledge to these health books. Those books will change your life. Books will change your life. Matter of fact, this is the book This book right here, this is the book where I learned about that test that I told y'all about. If y'all wanted to determine if something was bad for you, you hold it up to your chest and you're going to either sway forward or back. This is where I got that from. Got it from this book right here. This the book right here. This is one of them ones, man. This book right here. This book right here. Again, I'm giving people information. I'm not just going to be out here talking crazy. And then when you ask me for my sources, then I start cursing you out. That is the type of stuff that I witnessed a lot in the conscious community. People will start coming out here with all these type of opinions and things along those lines. And somebody be like, so what's your sources? Where you get that from? And then they get to cursing them out. No, I'm going to get passionate. And then I'm going to also bring you the information. I'm going to also bring you the sources. I ain't even hit you with the information because I told you it's time and place for that. That's going to come soon. But I've done a presentation on that, though. Literally, that was one of my first streams when I started taking it seriously. So again, the type of the type of passion that I would display about health, like that's why this whole V machine joint, that's why I get so riled up about this. Y'all can only imagine the type of conversations that I done found myself getting into when it comes to this V machine and people not wanting to get it, such as myself and such as some of y'all. And the responses that we get when people find out that we ain't jabbed up. Y'all can only imagine. Y'all think that y'all saw something here. Y'all can only imagine the type of passion that's behind those type of conversations. Y'all can only imagine. Y'all can only imagine. When somebody find out I ain't jabbed up and they got something slick to say, y'all can only imagine. It's time to get real in the field. That conversation, I'm going in. I'm going in. Matter of fact, that's who I be wishing to come on one of these. Like, I wish one of those people find their way to this type of stream so I could really go in on that. I will hurt that person's feelings. Because sometimes that's what you need to do. Sometimes that's what you need to do. But when people start talking slick about this jab and the people that don't want to get it and how we ignorant and careless and how we the reason why things are the way that they are, like that, I got to go in. I got to go in. I got to go in. I got to go in, especially when I know for a fact that you about to leave out of my presence and go eat something that's garbage. I got to go in. I got to go in. I got to go in when I know as soon as you leave out of my presence, you about to go to the store, you about to go somewhere, and you about to eat something that is tearing you up, that is destroying you. So I gotta go in. I gotta go in. I gotta let you know that how you sounded foolish. How am I, like, this is what I literally have had to ask somebody. How am I part of the problem when I'm Lysol and everything, when I wash my hands, when I eat clean, when I drink my water, when I exercise? How am I the problem? I don't eat the fast food. How am I the problem? When as soon as you turn around, man, people didn't got this jab, still be going into these public restrooms, don't wash their hands. Y'all know who I'm talking about. They jabbed up thinking that they good though. But you still going into these public restrooms, not washing your hands. You still eating any and everything under the sun. You still gaining weight. Come on now. Come on now. But I'm part of the problem though. We part of the problem though. I Lysol everything. Social distancing was normal for me because I don't like to fool with people anyway. So it wasn't none for me to practice that. I was practicing anyway. That was a normal way of life for me. That's a normal way of life for me. That's a normal way of life. Social distancing, that's a normal way of life. I don't fool with people anyway. The only time I fool with people like that is when I'm training. That's it. That's it. So that was normal. So I'm doing all of the above, and I just don't got a jab, and then I'm the problem. And that's how they approaching these athletes, man. They coming at these athletes, and it's crazy. They coming at these athletes. I'm talking about, man, let me see if I can pull up what they said about Brad Bill. Let me see if I can pull up that article, man. Now, I wish some of these athletes had, like the ones that are speaking, I wish some of them said better things. I wish some of them said some of the stuff that I'm saying. Like I wish some of them said some of the things I'm saying about like the McDonald's and things like that. I wish they came that hard, because some of them saying some things where it's like, man, you making it easier for them to make us look bad out here. So some of them are making us look bad by some of their statements. So I wish some of them would go a little harder, man. But I know what it is. But let me see if I can find the article, man, that tried to bash my man's bill, man. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find that joint. Let me see if I can find that exact article, because that article was crazy. It was going crazy on the kid. Let me see, man. I can't find the exact article, so let me see if I can find just one of the articles that's saying something crazy about him. Let me see. Man, let me see. Let me see. Here you go. No, wait a minute. Nope. This ain't it. Man, I'm trying to find that article, man. I'm trying to find it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. This might be one of them joints. This might be. I'm gonna just let me see, man. I can't find the exact article. It's crazy. Let me see. But Washington Wizards star guard Bradley Beal had no issue saying he was not jabbed up for personal reasons. The All-Star guard, who had to forego his spot on the Olympic men's basketball team this summer due to contracting, you know what I'm saying? We know what he contracted. We ain't finna speak that word. Said he doesn't feel pressure to get jabbed up. I don't think you can pressure anybody into doing things or putting things in their body, Bill said Monday. While other players around the league shut down all questions regarding the jab, Bill didn't shy away from giving his opinion on the matter. I would ask the question to those who are getting jabbed up, why are you still getting the Rona? Bill said, you can still get a Rona and still pass it along jabbed up. So he was basically saying, so what's the point? And man, the article that I read was just drilling them, saying some things that's garbage. Like, dude, come on, man. That article was going crazy on him, saying, well, first of all, he's misinformed. First of all, he sounds ignorant, this, that, and the third. And y'all heard what I just read about what he said. But the particular article that I read a few days ago was drilling them after that statement. Like after they quoted what he said. Yeah, the real supreme justice, man. The media media is killing Kyrie. The media is killing all of them. Andrew Wiggins, he tried to he tried to do the religious exemption joint. They denied that. They denied him. Andrew Wiggins tried to use the religion reasoning, and they denied him. They denied him. They said nope. The NBA said nah. Nope. That ain't flying with us. That ain't flying with us. The NBA told that man no. Look at that. NBA denies Andrew Wiggins' request for religious exemption from San Francisco's COVID-19 vaccination mandate. Literally, they told him no. You cannot use the religious exemption reasoning. Can't do it. We're gonna tell you no. NBA told that man no. Told him no. So again, what's really happening out here, man? So I'm standing with these brothers. I'm standing with these brothers, man. I'm standing with these brothers. I'm standing with them. All of the ones that's not striving to go out like that, I'm standing with these brothers, man. Listen, I'm about to go try to find some Kyries and buy the shoes, man. I'm about to go try to support these brothers any way that I can support them, because they about to end up blackballed, man. If they don't fold under pressure, they done. If they don't fold under pressure, man, they gonna be jobless out here. They're gonna get cut, all that stuff. They're gonna end up in a bad situation. They're gonna end up blackballed. They're gonna end up blackballed, man. The real supreme, and I had posted on Facebook that the Congress was exempt. I was like, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. I'm like, Congress exempt. Interesting. Intriguing. Intriguing. Congress exempt. But it's getting real in the field for the everyday average Joe, for real. The everyday average Joe is out here really enforced to do it. The everyday average Joe, like these NBA players, they can stand their ground a little bit more because they didn't make some of them didn't made millions. So they could be like, you know what? All right, man, I can stand for something because I got these millions anyway. I'm Kyrie Irving. I could afford not to play this season, man. I got millions. I got millions. But the everyday average person can't do that. If they job hit them with that ultimatum, then they folding under pressure because they like, man, they listen. Most of us, if we not a celebrity, and even some of them, but most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. In all honesty. In all honesty, man. So a lot of people, man, they can't afford that. They can't afford to be like, you know what? I ain't gonna get it. I'm gonna just find another job. The way these jobs are paying and all that type of nonsense, man, that ain't likely to happen. That ain't likely to work out in your favor. So a lot of these people, man, cannot afford to do nothing, to do anything. That's why a lot of them are folding under this pressure. Say for sure. Yeah, and literally, if you say that, they dragging you by simply saying just do your research and don't get it just because. That's all you can say. Or if somebody just asks you, are you jabbed up, and you say no, you don't even got to get any reasoning. You just say no, and there you go. They about to go off on you. They going off. All you said was no. You could be going to get it tomorrow, but if you just tell them I don't have it today, they gonna go off on you. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough, man. But everybody that's speaking out on this, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I say I wish Muhammad Ali, man. Like, just imagine there's some people that I wonder what it would be like if they was alive, man, in their prime during this time. Like, imagine what if Tupac was out right now? What if Tupac in his prime was out right now? Like, what type of energy would Tupac be on right now? Like, what if Malcolm X was in his prime right now with social media, all of that? Man, how would he be approaching this situation right now? What would Malcolm X be on? Clocks in. No, I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to tap into that. Tony, yeah, of course. See, and that's what I be saying. That's why I say it's the difference between most of these athletes and Muhammad Ali. Because I already know what Muhammad Ali would be on. Muhammad Ali was ready to go to jail for it. He wasn't finna go to war. He was ready to go to jail. He was like, man, I ain't fighting. We over here getting discriminated against. Y'all over here kill. Y'all the enemy over here. We got our own enemy over here. Why you think I'm finna fight some Viet Congs? They ain't not my enemy. They ain't never did nothing to me. Muhammad Ali, man, I'm telling you, that type of energy, man, I wish we had an athlete with that type of energy. Not saying that we waiting on a savior. I just wish we could see that. I wish we had an athlete that just had that energy, that was that reckless with it, that just ruthless with it. Like, man, listen, I'm finna just go off. Muhammad Ali would go off. Muhammad Ali would go completely off, man. Muhammad Ali in his prime right now today would be some of the that would be the best. I wouldn't even be on her right now because I'll be following what Muhammad Ali would be on. I'll be following Muhammad Ali. I wouldn't even be focused on myself. I was like, man, what Muhammad Ali finna be on? What he about to say? How he finna go at their neck? Like, I'll be team Muhammad Ali all day, man. Oh, Trio Raw for sure. We already know. Right, the sellout epidemic is real, man. It don't take nothing for these cats to sell out now, man. All you got to do, you threatening their money. Threatening their money. Say, hey, if you don't get this jab, then you're gonna have to miss these home games. You're not gonna get paid. We're gonna blackball you, things along those lines. Then people want to say they did the research. I feel you. I feel you, LeBron. LeBron saying he did his research and that led to him getting the jab. Listen. LeBron know what it is. LeBron James is too big of a figure for him not to get it. Now, Kyrie is a star in his own right, but he ain't no LeBron. If LeBron came out here and said, man, I did my research and I'm not getting that jab, you got a whole different ball game. You already know the powers that be put that pressure on LeBron. Say, nah, you better get that joint. We can't have you out here. See, people just think Kyrie is a nutcase. But let LeBron would have came out here and said, you know what? I ain't getting that jab after my research. It's a wrap. That is not happening. They came to LeBron first and foremost, like, listen, you better get that joint. If you don't get this joint, you're gonna have problems in your life. Like I guarantee you they put that pressure on him. I guarantee you, boy, they took LeBron. Hey, LeBron, we got this situation popping off, man. We gonna need for you to go and get that joint. If you don't get it, we're gonna have problems. We're gonna have some problems, and you're gonna have some problems. I know they put the pressure on LeBron. I already know it. Shantae, I'm already knowing. I mean, I didn't already. Listen, I'm already 2 strikes away from being banned. So I already got 1 against me. So I already know. I'm 2 strikes away from being removed from YouTube, So I know what it is. I know what it is. Which again, that right there tells me all I need to know. If you are banning pages, you deleting and removing pages for giving out information that presents another side of an argument, that's a problem. That's a problem. That is a problem. That's like back in the day when I used to debate people on Facebook. See, this is how I know. This is how I know it's some truth behind what people are saying, because back in the day when I used to debate people on Facebook, because I told you I used to go back and forth on Facebook. One thing I never did when I would go back and forth with people on Facebook is delete their side of the argument. I never did that. I wanted people to see the entire argument. I never deleted their side of the argument. Never did that. So the simple fact that they are censoring that information and removing these pages and removing these articles that present the other side, that lets me know something. Because when I was debating people, I was not removing the other side of the argument for a reason. I want you to see both sides of the argument. I want you to see both sides. of the argument. I'm not a dictator. Listen, this person came on here and they said what they said. I said what I said. Y'all can see what we both said. That's how I approach the situation. They not approaching that situation like that. Oh, you go against what it is that we believe, what we pushing, you going against our agenda, you got to get removed. You got to get removed. You got to get deleted. You got to get banned. That's got to happen. So that lets you know some truth into what people are saying that are getting removed. They not just conspiracy theorists. They not nutcases. They not any of that. They speaking some truth. And the truth, what Elijah Muhammad said, the truth hurts the guilty. So the guilty people, the people that are feeling guilty, they are the ones that's out here removing this information. That's what's happening. Elijah Muhammad said the truth hurts the guilty. The guilty people are the ones removing that information. They censoring this information. The censorship is real. It's real in the field. Matter of fact, man, it's some information I got on that too. It's some information. Matter of fact, what's crazy? It's a whole book, and I'm gonna bring that book to the surface one of these days. But it's a whole book that talks about, again, we call it the selection process, but the election. It's a whole book that talks about Facebook censorship and the rigging of the election. Crazy information. I'm gonna bring that book to the surface. Crazy information. Talking about how basically the censorship on social media has something to do with the selection and election process. Again, they controlling what you see, controlling what you hear. You're not even mindful of what's going on. It's crazy. It's crazy information. Crazy. If they need for you to vote for a certain sum or a certain somebody, The censorship is about to be in full effect. It's about to be in full effect. The censorship, the regulation of the internet and social media is about to be in full effect if they need for you to come over to a certain side. It's crazy. The censorship and the regulation is affecting certain things that you wouldn't even think that it's affecting and impacting. You wouldn't even think that they would be censoring certain things and regulating the internet for that, but they doing it. It's crazy. It's things that you wouldn't even fathom. It's like, dang, they really got us. They really got us. They really got us. But y'all, with that being said, man, I didn't did all the venting and ranting in that on that particular topic. Y'all seen the second part of it. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on the second part. The Real Supreme for sure. They definitely do that. But it's just crazy how deep it is, though. It's crazy how deep it is. It's crazy when you start using real life examples. It's crazy how deep it is. It's like one of those things where you know it's happening, but then when you start seeing real life examples of it happening, and people just pointing out the little things that have happened that went right over your head because it was just so smooth, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. But y'all see the second part. I know y'all saw, read, heard, whatever, what happened to Robert Kelly. I know y'all saw what happened to the kid. So now you got a lot of people out here. They talking about the R. Kellys in your own family, the R. Kellys in our own communities, and things of that nature. So you got a lot of people making that argument. Well, you got R. Kellys in your own family, you got R. Kellys in your own community, this, that, and the third. I really don't understand what point they are trying to make, but that's what they are saying. So then that leads me to say, we do have to start enforcing a lot more justice in our own community when it comes to these predators that exist in our families and in our own communities. Because again, y'all know the stats. I don't know the exact percentage, but they say it all the time. If a child is going to be molested, more than likely they're going to be molested by a family member. So we know the stats. We know the truth. So we know these type of things exist in our own families. We already know it. Justin, for sure, I got you. Antoinette Peach Queen, what's happening? Ja Films, for sure, 100%. But we gotta deal with this R. Kelly situation. Now, it's a lot of things that go into this R. Kelly situation, but you know how we so sensitive. 2021, we too sensitive. So a lot of these things, it's hard to talk about without people getting emotional. Without getting emotional. So it's a lot of things to factor into this R. Kelly situation. R. Kelly did what he did, file. The parents that was part of this situation, file. But then we got to start asking ourselves so that we can better solve these situations and prevent them from happening in the future. Why did R. Kelly, how did he become that person? That is the most important question one can ask. And we never ask those, but we just ready to go in on people and call them sick, call them a predator. I want to know, how did he become that person? How did he become that? What happened in his life? So again, and why is that important? When you find out what happened in his life, then guess what? You probably got a family member that may have went through something similar. And you like, dang, man, now you peeping patterns and things along those lines, and that will help you prevent this from happening in your own community. So we got to start asking ourselves, man, how did R. Kelly become this way? Was he just born evil and wicked? Did something happen to him when he was a child that led to this type of behavior? This is what we have to do. Because he did what he did. It's gross. It's disgusting. Trash. Don't fool with him. I don't fool with him at all for what he did. But I need to know the how. Sometimes that's why I be studying psychopaths. I need to get into the mind so I'm able to decipher and detect. Listen, I feel like I didn't put myself in a position by studying some of the psychopaths that, man, if one of them enter the room, I bet you I can spot them. I can spot them. Like y'all see the white dudes that be blowing up movie theaters, shooting up schools. Man, I be studying them. You got to study the pattern. Studying. If I'm like, man, listen, they have patterns, man. You can spot them. So I be on point. I be looking. I be spot on with it, man. I be studying psychopaths, man. How did you become this way? How do they move? How do they act? You gotta study these people, because we gotta prevent this stuff from happening. because this happens a lot in our communities. So what R. Kelly did, like, listen, we do have that in our families. We do have that in our communities. But we got to start learning how to decipher these cats, man. How to find them, how to filter them out. We got to start learning that, man. We got to start learning what to look for. We got to start learning what to look for, man. So that's why I say we got to study their minds, man. We got to study how these people turn out to be this way. Again, you're just born evil, wicked. Something happened to you that could have led to that. Like, we got to study that. These are things we must know, so that if we are surrounded by, we are able to discover it. Like, man, I studied this psychopath, man. This dude moving like these psychopaths that I'm studying. Boom, you own to something. You own to something. So I be trying to get into the minds of these people. I'm not trying to get into the mind of a pedophile to become. No, I'm getting into the mind of one so I can, when I see it, I can get on top of it. Like, nah, hold on. You giving me the, listen, and pedophile vibes you giving me, man. I didn't study some of these pedophiles. You moving just like these pedophiles moving. Off with his head. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. So sometimes we got to study things that we don't want to study. And this is one of those things. It's one of those things. You may not want to study the mind of a pedophile. You might think that's sick. You might come across stuff that's sick. But I'm telling you, it's going to help you spot it before it's too late. Just like the psychopaths, man. I remember one time I was in the gym working out. And, man, it was a white dude with a trench coat. And I'm talking about it was hot. With no reason for him to have his trench coat on. And I'm talking about the way he was walking and the way he was looking. Everything I was studying with the psychopath. I'm like, man, I don't trust you. I kept my eyes on the whole time. Every rep I did, I was looking at dude. I had my eyes on the whole time. The whole entire time. I was not playing. I'm like, nah, nope. Not leaving my sight, man. I'm looking at this dude the whole time. Some pop off, I'm right on it. Right on it. But what's crazy is I was the only one that was on that, though. I'm looking around, everybody just mindlessly doing their workouts. Ain't nobody paying attention to Buddy. I was the only one looking at this dude like he was suspicious. I was the only one. That's what I mean. Everybody else was mindlessly walking around like, all right, yeah, this ain't nothing. This ain't odd that this dude in here with this trench coat on. Nope. I was alerted. I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't don't even make any sense. What is he doing in here with this trench coat on in the gym? Not a hoodie on where you trying to sweat it out. Nah, trench coat on, like straight. I'm talking about like straight, like all the psychopaths you ever see in real life and movies. Bring the fire for sure, censoring everything. So, like I said, you know what I'm saying? That's why we got to get the knowledge out when we can, because it's only a matter of time. Like I said, it's certain, even when you go on Amazon, y'all know I'm big on books, man. I purchase a lot of my books via Amazon. I mean, man, Amazon, you used to be able to find books easily that dropped information. I'm talking about information, deep information on Amazon. I'm talking about you used to get recommended that as soon as you get on Amazon, you will come across books like that's how I got a lot of my books. I get on Amazon and it'll just start recommending me these powerful books. And I'm like, hey, that's crazy. Let me get that. Now it's totally different. Man, it's hard. You gotta search to find these books that's dropping jewels on Amazon. And you still might not find it. You still might not find them. Man, you get on Amazon right now, they're going to be recommending you books that they want you to see. Because back then, they used to recommend you books based on your buying history, based on your purchasing history. So the type of books that you bought, like the books that you bought, they would recommend you books that reflected that. So you know what type of books I used to buy. So they used to recommend me books that reflected that energy. So that's why I was like, hey, that book looked good. That book looked good. They stopped doing that. You get on this, I get on this joint now, it's gonna recommend me some books that don't even make sense for me. And I literally gotta search to find the books that make sense. So that's what they own, man. That's what they own. That's what they are on. But like I said, man, we got to get into the habit of studying these pedophiles, these predators, these psychopaths. We got to study them. That's why I was reading this book. I'm reading this book right now. It's an autobiography, man. John Thompson, y'all know, famous head coach. Rest in power to the kid. You know what I'm saying? He was coaching at Georgetown. Coached one of my favorite players, Allen Iverson. I'm reading his autobiography, and he said one thing his pops told him was to study the white man. That was one of the first pieces of advice his father gave him. First piece of advice his father gave him: study the white man. And he said he ain't understanding it at first, but now once he got older, he understood it. He understood it. Get acquainted with his world so that you can see how he moves. That's important. He told his son, his black son, study the white man. Get acquainted with his world so you can see how he moves, so that you can master how he moves, so that you can master him. Man, I'm telling you, great piece of advice. That's why I always tell people to study the enemy. Study the enemy. Study these white folks. Study whoever you think your enemy is, study him. Study him. Whatever you think your enemy is, study it. Study it. That will sometimes eradicate fear. Like if you're afraid of something, if you're afraid of a certain animal, study the animal. The understanding will eliminate the fear. Once you understand the animal, you will no longer fear it. So understand it. Once you understand that enemy and how they move, man, you can conquer that enemy. Whether it's an internal enemy, whether it's an external enemy. But you gotta study it. You gotta study him. Study the enemy. Study these toxic people. We gotta study. We studying them. We studying them. We study him. But when I read that book, he said, man, that's his pop. That was the advice right there that stuck with him. Study the white man. He repeated that, or he is repeating that often throughout this book. Study the white man. Study the white man. That's what his pops told him. Study the white man. Not study the white man to be like him. No, study him. See how they move. So you can learn the game. So you can master their game. Study how they move. Because again, they're going to give you the answers. Because they don't think that we're going to read. See, that's the problem. That's, y'all know the quote. You want to hide something from the black man, put it in what? Put it in the book. So they put all the answers in these books. I'm telling y'all, they put the answers in the book. I'm telling you all, the answers are in a lot of these books. They literally live by that philosophy. They do not think we're going to read these books. They think they think we're not going to read them. They think we're not going to read them. I'm telling you, they put the Jews in the books. Page 125. There goes the Jew right there. They think we ain't going to read that far. There goes your Jew. So always do the knowledge, man. So we got to do the knowledge. We got to do the knowledge to somebody like R. Kelly, man. What was he on? Like, hey, man, what type of, like, why are you moving the way that you move, man? What happened to you? So we got to make sure so we can break these cycles. But if we're not understanding what's really going on, we're not going to be able to break the cycles, man. We're not going to be able to break the cycles. Thunder Scorpion for sure. Definitely just can't know your lane. Can't be one-dimensional at all. Can't be one-dimensional at all. I'm telling you, man, I got plenty. Man, I got hundreds of books that I don't necessarily agree with. And that, again, that helps sharpen the mind. That's really the only way to sharpen that mind. Of course, you're going to read stuff, the confirmation bias. You're going to read things that confirm what it is that you believe. Like, we're going to naturally gravitate towards that. So if you believe the world to be a certain way, more than likely when you go shopping for books, you're about to try to find books that confirm or validate what it is that you already believe. We naturally going to do that. But it's you putting in true work, true research, when you reading a book that goes against what it is that you believe. I got plenty of, but you know how many religious books I have? I am not anywhere near religious, but I have plenty of them. Again, I have a Bible, Quran, I have all of that. I have all of that. I got a book right now called listen, I got a book right now. Hold on. I'm going to just give y'all a book, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all two books, man, just to show y'all just how we study. You study everything, man. Study everything. Like, look at this book right here. The Tao of Islam. Listen, a source book on gender relationships in Islamic thought. Am I a Muslim? No. But see, I'm studying them. I'm seeing how they move. I'm seeing how they view relationships. I'm gaining an understanding of their life. Gaining an understanding. So again, if I'm debating with somebody about Islam, then here we go. I know where they're gonna come from. I know where they gonna come from because I'm studying it. I know how they view relationships because I'm studying it in the book. I'm studying it. I know how y'all view relationships. I know how y'all view life. I'm studying it. I'm studying you. Literally. I'm studying you. Like I got a book right here. There's another book. Two different books. The Illusion of God's Presence. It's another book. The Biological Origins of Spiritual Longing. So I got a lot of spiritual books. Then I have books that debunk it. So The Illusion of God's Presence. The Biological Origins of Spiritual Longing. Spiritual Longings. So again, it's a powerful book. So basically, all of the spiritual sensations that everybody talks about, this book gives you the biological origins of all of that. Give you the scientific origin of all of that. Literally breaks it down. Literally breaks it down. So again, study it all. Study everything. But somebody see me reading this book and get the labeling me all type of, oh, you atheist, this, that, and the third, and this. No, I'm studying everything. Studying it all. Because again, it's all connected. We connect all dots. That's why I read any and everything, because it's all connected. All connected. We connect all the dots around here. It's real simple. Real simple. You will be surprised how these two books, this book, boom, and this book, you will be surprised how connected they are. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised. Say, man, listen, I randomly I find myself just looking at books, spotting the book and say, man, that's gonna be a good book to recommend. Then I just go grab that joint. That's what I'll be on, man. It's like somebody initially asked me some books that I recommend. I might give them 5. Then later on in the conversation, I ran off 20 more. Like that's just on what be that's how many books I just read. Sometimes I'll be forgetting, then I just remember randomly, and then I'm like, let me go ahead and grab it or bring that book up. Percy, appreciate the donation. Hold on. You say, speaking of R. Kelly, I don't like how the same girl who lived in his crib, ate his food, turned on him evil. Percy, you want to break that perspective down? You want to break that down for the people on what you mean by that? You want to break that down for us, Percy? Hey, Thunder Square, this book is a jewel. This book is I highly recommend The Illusion of God's Presence. I highly recommend that. Get out of your comfort zone, because I know a lot of people are religious and whatnot. I get out of your comfort zone, grab this book. I guarantee you, like, this book is a game changer. The Illusion of God's Presence. I'm telling you, it'll answer a lot of things for you. It'll take the spookiness out of a lot of things for you. That is a very good book. A lot of things that we feel like we don't have an answer for, this book provides some of the answers. And it's real simple, cut and dry. Like, it's real simple. Real simple. Brand, what you say? I think people were paid off for years to not speak out. And if those young girls' parents put money before morals in their children, that's totally unjust. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. Brandon, and not only that, like I said, I got a book. It was another autobiography by Craig Hodges. And he talked about how his wife at the time, because he played for the Bulls, and y'all know dude from Chicago. So Craig Hodges, his wife at the time, he spent time on the road because he was in the NBA. And his wife at the time, man, they had brought R. Kelly in. I don't even remember how they came across R. Kelly, but this was before R. Kelly became R. Kelly. And some along the lines of, I think they may have heard him sing or something, and they realized he had talent. So somehow he ended up living with them. They ended up taking him in. And so he would be on the road, Craig Hodges I'm talking about. And his wife basically ended up cheating on him with R. Kelly. And she was basically the aggressor. And she had R. Kelly by some years. I forget how old she was at the time, and I forget how young R. Kelly was at the time. But that situation happened. And even Before that happened, Craig Hodges talked about the state that R. Kelly was like in mentally, like he had been traumatized just by the way that he, you know what I'm saying, was living and moving and things like that. And then she ended up pretty much pretty much molesting R. Kelly, the wife at the time. Like, it was crazy when I was reading about it. So we understand that happens. But again, what he did was foul, pathetic, trash, all of that good stuff. Nothing good about what he did. But I did read that in that book. Oh, Zeke, yeah, that story is common. That story is common. Like I said, you get to the original Holy Trinity when you look at Isis, Osiris, Heru, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But the story of Christ, the story of Jesus, right, whatever you want to refer to him as, you know, the Hebrews got a different name for him and all of that, or the Israelites. Before all of that, though, even Isis, Osiris, Heru, before all of these stories, you got what? You could just look up it, you could look up, and all of that stuff stems from the universe, like sun, moon, and stars. So when you really start doing, that's why they call him the sun. So when you really start doing the knowledge to all of these Christ-like figures, their story is a reflection of the sun. Literally, that's why they call him the sun. That's the original version of that, the sun. They just gave the sun, like they made the sun into a deity. They made the sun into an actual person. But before you had these people, the sun was actually something that was worshipped out here, man. But the sun became these figures. But the original story, the original Christ-like story like that, and all these other figures that precede Christ, it comes from the sun. It comes from the solar system, sun, moon, and stars. I kid you not. We kid you not. And then, man, and again, another thing about R. Kelly too, and I straight got this from like a comedian. It was crazy. And I had been listening to this song for a minute, never paid attention to it. But R. Kelly on the song he had with Public Service Announcement, it's like 1992 that this joint dropped. I think the song is called She's Got That Vibe or something. And at the end, man, he started naming off all these chicks' names and whatnot, saying she's got it. And in that song, he said little cute Aaliyah's got it. And I'm talking about Leah was 13 at the time, R. Kelly was 25. And I'm like, man, that's literally on the song, on the album. You listen to that song right now. If you go to your phone right now, you go to She's Got That Vibe by R. Kelly and Public Service Announcement, and you listen to the end of the song, he is going to say little cute Aaliyah's got it. And this was in 1992. You could do the math. I was like, whoa. And this been out, man. Like I didn't listen to that song a lot. I mean, that's subliminal messaging like a mug, man. I was like, dog, man, I never paid attention to that. Never paid attention. Never paid attention. I thought that was crazy. He put it right there in the song, right there in your face. I mean, that's in the end of that song. He said, little cute Aaliyah's got it. The end of that song. That is some creepy nonsense. That's creepy, man. Like, that's sick. Literally, that's the album version. So they got a version that they released to the mainstream where they got a video to it, but it ain't at the end of that version. You got to listen to the album version, and there you have it. He literally says that. Everybody else, he says them by name. He just literally says their name. Like Gwendolyn's got it, Vanessa's got it, but when it came to Aaliyah, it was little cute Aaliyah's got it. Man, that's sick, man. That's sick. He ain't say that about anybody else, man. That's sick. When it got to Aaliyah, it all of a sudden turned into little cute Aaliyah's got it. Whoa. Like, whoa. That's unnecessary right there, man. That's sick and that's twisted. But y'all can listen to that song. You know what I'm saying? I would play the song, but you know, copyright joint. So I ain't even gonna play it. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know the song. So some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, okay, Percy, you say those two girls who did an NBC interview saying he treated them good when his money was gone. One of them sold her story to the tabloids. Okay, yeah, I got you. I just want you to clear that up because I thought that's what you was talking about, but I was not sure. So I wanted you to go ahead and explain that or further elaborate on what it was that you meant. Got you on that. Got you on that. Yeah, it's wickedness on all sides here. It's wickedness on all sides out here, man. It's wickedness and it's craziness on all sides. You definitely got people that was in it for the money, parents and things along those lines. So it's wickedness all across the board out here. Hey, there go Just. I can always count on Just to back me up with the mention in the books out here. Yeah, Consu, that's kind of what I was getting at. Rude boy, yeah, man. Hey, listen, if y'all if y'all ain't heard that song, please go listen to that song. Like I said, I got it from a joke like Teddy Ray. He said it in one of his little skits, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, dude ain't like dude. I'm like, nah, dude ain't say that at the end of that song. I knew exactly the song he was talking about, which was crazy. So when he started singing the song, and y'all like, nah, man, dude ain't say at the end of that song. I know that song. Man, I went back and listened to the song. It's all at the end of the song, man. I wish I could play it, man, but it's all at the end of the song. It's crazy. Even if you like when you pull it up on your phone and you just let the lyrics play. You know how they can show you the lyrics? You know how they show you lyrics? It's literally in the lyrics. Man, matter of fact, man, I wish, man, listen, it's literally in the lyrics, man. Hold on, it's literally in the lyrics here. Y'all know how I go. We pull the lyrics up, man. We pull that up. You can pull the lyrics up and find it. Matter of fact, hold up. Give me, y'all already know we show and prove around here, man. We're gonna show and prove. Y'all ain't even gotta go find a song. Easy, it don't take nothing to share the screen. It don't take nothing to share the screen. Hold on, let me go ahead, show and prove. We can just pull lyrics up on that joint. Boom, here we go. Y'all see it. Google search. All I gotta do is search it. She's got the vibe, that vibe lyrics. Song by R. Kelly. You go to the bottom. Look at the name. Here you go. Little cute Aaliyah's got it. There it is right there. But everybody else, you just see the name. Betty's got it. Chip has got it. Ann's got it. Gail's got it. Stephanie got it. But look where it goes to Aaliyah. Man, that's sick. It's right there in the lyrics, man. That's sick. There it is, man. That's sick. That's sick, man. There ain't no justifying that. That's just sickness, man. Like, that's sick. That's sick and that's pathetic, man. Put it right in the song, though. Right there in the song. And I swear to y'all, I've listened to that song more than enough times, man. I ain't gonna lie to act like I wasn't no R. Kelly fan. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shoot, yeah. I was born in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up to this dude music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty much familiar with every R. Kelly song. So that's why when that dude said that, I'm like, man, how I missed that? How I missed that? Tay, I'm telling you. That's crazy. Like, I'm like, man, I'm talking about that song is almost as old as me. That song is almost as old as me, literally. So I have been knowing that song for a very long time. That whole entire CD, that album. Like, I've been knowing that song for a whole entire time. And I never, like, of course, before you knew who Aaliyah was, you wouldn't have been able to, even though it said Little Cute. Like, what do you mean by Little Cute? You know what I'm saying? Like, even before then, you wasn't gonna connect. But then it's like when you got to know Aaliyah, then once you got to know the relationship, it was like, hold on, it still didn't click. I mean, that song still hit, like it did not click. I'm like, wow. Like that made me start, like, listen, I started being more mindful of a lot of these songs, man. I started being more mindful to a lot of these songs. I started asking, man, hey, what people mean, man? When Keith Sweat says she may be young, but she ready, I'm like, yo, what do he mean? Like, man, for real, man, this made me second guess a lot of joints. I'm like, yo, hey, Keith Sweat, what you mean? What you mean? But I'm gonna also keep it 100% real too. I'm gonna keep it 100% real. It's actually very common for a lot of men to I don't want to. I mean, you can call it preying on them, but I literally somebody tried to encourage me, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no names, but an older black man tried to encourage me to make sure I talk to a young lady that's 10 years younger than me, at least 10 years younger than me. I kid y'all not. I kid y'all not. This is advice that I was getting, like literally, older black man told me this. Tried to get, like, this was some straight life-changing advice. Kid y'all not. Kid y'all not. Like somebody, like literally, this was advice that was given to me. Make sure you talk to a young lady that's at least 10, at least, this is what, at least. You can get them younger, they saying, but at least make sure they 10 years younger than you. At least. And mind y'all, listen to what I'm telling y'all. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Somebody gave me this advice. I'm currently 30. So just this advice was given to me years ago. So do y'all understand what I just told y'all? Do y'all understand what I just told y'all? This is what I'm saying. That's why we got to study this stuff, because at that point I ain't really thinking about, like, hey, this dude sounds sick. But man, I'm currently 30. Somebody 10 years younger than me right now be 20. This happened years ago. So somebody 10 years younger than me 5 years ago, I'm 25, 15. So this is almost right up the R. Kelly alley. This is almost right up there R. Kelly alley, man. I've literally had, I'm telling y'all, this advice is more common than y'all know out here. Clocks in. I'm gonna tell y'all what they told me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell y'all what they told me. They said talk to a young lady that's at least 10 years younger than me, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it was all based on manipulation. Basically, you can mold her. That's exactly what was told to me. I'm telling y'all, I can't make this up. Why would I make something like this up? Basically, so you can mold her. So basically, if you get with somebody that's your age or older, you not able to manipulate her. You're not able to tell her anything, and she just accept it. Literally, this is like so you can mold her. That's the word that was utilized. I call it manipulation and things along those lines. To mold. To mold, like literally, you talk to somebody that's 10 years younger than you so you can mold them. Basically manipulate them. I'm telling y'all, man, this is the advice. This is the advice. So when you looking at it along those lines, I'm like, whoa, what y'all like? Nah, I'm good. So that's like intimidating. Like, you afraid to talk to a lady? You afraid to talk to a lady that's your age because you afraid she gonna challenge you or something? Like you intimidated? What's the problem? What's the problem? You want to talk to somebody that's 10, 12, 15 years younger than you so you can control them, tell them what to do, and they just do it. They don't ask no questions. So that's literally, man, that's literally some of the advice. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Like, ain't nothing. What's wrong with the people my age, yo? Like, that's part of the problem. Like, we growing up with these women that's our age? Like, what is that? What's wrong with that? Now they like, nah, 10 years, at least 10 years or younger. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy, man. I'm like, wow. I'm like, nah, I'm all right. I'm not, as y'all see, I didn't listen to that. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. I was like, I'm definitely good on that. Hey, Brandon, what book? Hold on, you said it's only in his book. Which book? Hold on, which book you talking about, man? I mentioned so many books and mentioned so many people and things I done forgot. What you talking about? Is it only in his book? Which book you talking about? My boy Antonio, man, for sure. I mean, it's literally no justifying what went down, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can get to the science behind why he did what he did and why he was the way that he was. But as far as his actions, no, sir. No, sir. You're not finna find me acting like you just. I'm not finna condone that. I'm not about to condone that. That's crazy. That's sick. And I do not. Nope. Never. Never. I never. Not condoning it. That's sick. That's twisted. That's creepy. Just off a show. Because one thing I can't stand is a creepy dude. Like I can't. Don't be that dude, man. I pride myself on not being that dude. Like don't be that dude. Like why would you like? Why be creepy out here? That's why I tell sisters all the time. I feel sorry for y'all as a whole because this is some legit creepy dudes out here. It's creepy black dudes. It's creepy white dudes. It's creepy Arab dudes. It's creepy Asian dudes. Creeps everywhere, man. Y'all can't even get gas without the creeps coming out the bush. Like, man, y'all, it's hard to enjoy life with these creeps out here. Hard to enjoy life. Hard to enjoy life, man. I've seen it up close and personal. Listen, I've almost snapped on people. You know what I'm saying, man? So I've been there, done that, man. It's hard. It's hard out here, man. The creeps are out here. Don't be that dude. Please don't be that dude. Please stop being that dude, man. These sisters need to go somewhere and not be around creeps. So don't be that dude. Do not be that dude, man. World is a much better place without creeps, man. And y'all know what I'm talking about. That sister tell you politely that she ain't interested and you keep pressing the issue. Man, that's creepy. And don't be that dude. Do not be that dude, man. Just stop doing that. Oh, Percy, yeah, I read about the male victims, and I'm not gonna say that it like I was surprised because again, I know the industry that he was in, so that doesn't surprise me. I wasn't surprised by the fact that they said it was some male victims because R. Kelly is in that industry. So that did not really surprise me, but I was like, dang, man, here we go. But when they said it was some male victims, I wasn't surprised because that's the magnitude of that industry. They do a lot of that in that industry, which is why some of this is not surprising. Because again, like I said, this is real common in that industry. This is real common in Hollywood. Like I said, you look up some of your favorite politicians and presidents. They did the same thing that R. Kelly is doing, or did the same thing, did the exact same thing. And some of them did worse. Some of the presidents that we done had, then been a part of way worse than what R. Kelly did. Kid y'all not. Kid y'all not. So this is real common. Real common in that industry. So I'm telling y'all, man, sisters gotta have 2 guns on them. You know what I'm saying? What Fat Joe them say, 100 guns and 100 clips. Like that's how these women gotta walk around. These dudes ruthless out here, man. Really aggressive with the creepiness. Like it's crazy. Crazy, man. I done seen creeps from all walks of life, man. I done seen Jamaican creeps, white creeps, African American creeps. Like I have seen creeps from everywhere. Like it's crazy. I mean, you might just be trying to go to the store, man, to get you some, you know what I'm saying? You gotta deal with a creep. Jason, peace, what's happening? Yeah, clocks in for sure. Like, for sure. For sure, man. These creeps make it like it's almost like the creeps that made it bad to the point where when you just not a creep, it's almost like people gotta thank you. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? Thank you for not being a creep. Like that, like you thanking somebody for basically being like how you supposed to be. Thank you. Like, thank you for being a normal person. Like that's crazy. That's the world we live in. Just I believe it, man. I believe it. It's crazy, man. The stuff I the stuff I done seen, man. Y'all know I worked in banking, and I was like the only dude sometimes working in the banks. The amount of male customers that I had to take on simply because the women didn't want to deal with them. They go hide in the back. We had plenty of situations like that where it'd be a dude come in there and the young ladies had to go to the back, and I had to deal with these creeps. They're like, man, I don't want to do his transaction. He creepy. And it's like what's crazy is once the dude get wind of, like, if they feel like that the young lady is not there anymore, they stop coming. So once I continue to do their transaction, they don't want me doing the transaction. So if I do their transaction about 3 or 4 times in a row, they stop coming. They just go to the ATM. Only reason they was coming in there to deal with the young lady. So once they see that they not gonna deal with the young lady and they dealing with me, they stop coming. Crazy, just creep, man. Can't even work in peace. Just yay. Oh man, that's fun. That's funny that y'all say that, because that's one of the reasons I don't speak to. I don't speak to. Lord, that back in the day, I was not gonna speak to nobody. Cause I didn't want to. I'm not a creepy dog. I don't want to be no creep. It's some like I'm so against being like, I don't want to be a creep. I never want that being attached to my name. I never would want creep being attached to my name. I'd never be that creepy dude. That is ridiculous, man. I don't know why you want to be that way. Like, I just can't fathom. Nah, man. I'm just gonna creep on people today. Like, no, man. Like, no, don't do that, man. Just go about your business. Like, go about your business, man. Please go about your business, man. Like, dudes, like being in the gym, like dudes would be in the gym and they focusing on everything but working out. Like, man, what are you? Like, these young ladies are in here trying to work out. Why are you preventing them from working out? That's why a lot of young ladies, like, I don't like going to the gym because the dudes just stare at me. Like, they have literally said things like that. So now these women can't even go work out in public gyms because y'all just staring at them. Like, they can't even work out peacefully because y'all just staring at them. And then y'all keep approaching them while they trying to exercise. So now they can't go to certain gyms. Like, yes, come on, man. Thunder, whoa! I went see us. I was sniffing. Whoa, whoa, buddy. Yeah, that's kind of sick. But yeah, tell you, yeah, the gym is trash. I feel for y'all. The gym is trash. I done had people go so far as to interrupt my sessions with clients, trying to talk to them and trying to what, like, dude, do your workout. Like, this is stupid. People trying to be healthy, and you worried about the wrong things here, man. Like, people can't work out in peace. Man, your son. Sometimes they have baby mamas and sometimes they be married. Like, they don't, most of the time, this is the crazy thing. Most of the time, the creep dude, he will either be in a relationship, married, or like most of the time they not single. It don't be the single dude for the most part creeping. It don't be him. It be the married dude creep. It be the one that's in the whole relationship. That be the creep. That be the main creep. That be the main creep. The main one creeping be the one that should not be creeping. Like, I'm like, dude, come on. They'll be the main ones creeping. The ones that should not be creeping, they are creeping. And that's why I say man, I be feeling sorry for people out here, man. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. I straight be feeling sorry. Like, I straight feel sorry for the world sometimes, for some people in the world, man, because I'm like, it's trash out here, man. It's a lot of trash out here, honestly. A lot of people are just pathetic, you know. So it's a lot of trash out here. So again, a lot of times I sympathize with people. I'm like, man, I really truly feel sorry for some of y'all, man, especially some of the young ladies out here, because it's just a lot of trash out here. It's a lot of creeps out here, man. And it's a man, listen, it's just a lot of this, a lot of deceiving that's going on out here, man. A lot of that. Oh, your son, she all good. Everything is good. Everything is peaceful in this non-creeping universe. Death to all the creeps, man. We gotta get rid of the creeps, man, for real. I mean, I'm telling y'all, man, I have been like, it's crazy. I have seen creeping so bad that I was creeped out. Like it creeped me out. Like, man, y'all are creeping me out now. Like that, I've literally been in situations to where the creeping was so ridiculous that I was creeped out. I'm like, dude, like you started creeping me out. Like this is getting out of hand. Like, hey, fam, she said she wasn't interested, or she said she had a boyfriend. Like, please stop coming up to this bank at wee hours and like stop doing that, man. Like, stop playing. Like, stop. We ain't got time for this. Like, in a minute, like we gonna have to do something about you. Like, this is getting a little out of hand. So I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of any form of creep. If you creeping on our women out here, you creeping on the kids. Like, I'm not a fan of any form of creeping at all. And I mean, again, that should be common sense. Nobody should be a fan of creeping, but we got so many creeps out here that, of course, it's not common sense to be against it because we have so many of them out here. But I am adamantly against creeping, and I cannot stand creeps. And it's getting to the point now. We see creeps, we got to approach it and address it as such. That's how I used to be, honestly, in the bank, man. I would kind of check some of these dudes, man. Like, hey, man, you need to chill. Oh yeah, Judge, yeah, y'all liable to get a bullet wound or you know what I'm saying, fatally shot by getting, by simply rejecting dudes. So like y'all like, and I seen that. This is crazy. I didn't even think this was a thing, but I seen somebody post something and they said something along the lines of, man, it was like a long status or something. And basically she was saying that sometimes she gives out a fake number out of fear because she feels like if she doesn't give certain dudes a phone number that they gonna physically harm her. And I was like, dang, man, people feeling like that out here. So she was like, sometimes out of fear, she just gives a dude a number. It's a false number, but she says sometimes out of fear, she supplies a dude with a number because she feels like if she doesn't, she will get physically harmed by some dudes out here. I said, whoa, I ain't know that was real in the field. I didn't know that it was that real in the field. I ain't know it was that real in the field. Like to the point where some women feel so threatened that they got to give their number out of fear. Like I mean, I seen that. I ain't know that was a situation. So again, I don't know. Never seen that. But if y'all queens are going through that, please let me know. Please let me know if if it's that real in the field. Oh yeah, Justin, you already know for sure. And Tay, yeah, that don't sound. I hate to judge a book by its cover, but that in that situation, that might have been an unfortunate situation right there. That dude don't sound too promising. Yeah, that don't sound too that don't sound like that would have ended too well for you. So yeah. Oh, Brandon, yeah, yes, yes. That book. Yeah, Justin. That's the whole that your whole listen, when you are just a red flag in regards to your appearance, like that's horrible. Like he's a red flag, as Justin said. My man Justin said, dude is he's a whole red flag himself. Like, forget his ways and actions. Dude himself is a whole entire red flag. Now that's real. That's real in the field, man. But that being said, man, I tapped in. I've been on this joint for about 2 hours, man. It's time for me to make my moves, head on up to this gym, get these sessions cracking and whatnot, torture these clients. Y'all know what time it is for you, man. This was a nice little stream. Got some venting done, got some things off my chest. Recommended some books that I'm pretty sure certain brother not gonna come back and read, or not gonna go back and read. You already know what it is, but I did my duty, gave him the information, gave him the sources. But we already know that nothing is about to come of that. So it is what it is. But I recommended some books. Y'all get those books that I recommended. And with that being said, man, I'm going to tap out for the night, man. I got to make my moves. I'm going to let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Wednesday. So make sure y'all eat some healthy food, get some rest in, do the affirmations, read a few pages in the book, all that good stuff, man. I'm out. Y'all be easy. Peace.